It's been a big couple of months since my last update video, and I thought it's time to share the progress of a few of our colonies, some of which have had massive growth recently or have bounced back from setbacks. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of The Ant Keeper, where I upload every week about all things ant related. If you find yourself enjoying this video, then subscribe and join the AK colony. Your support really helps me out and I really appreciate it. First, I wanted to do a quick update on our new Myrmecia nigrosinta colony. This colony has adapted so well with moving into their new setup. I love how this colony has so much developed brood and cocoons. I'm so excited to watch this colony grow into a more established size. After all, this is the biggest Myrmecia colony I've ever had. These cocoons are on the brink of a worker emerging. Notice how they have chosen to remain inside their test tube setup instead of using the acrylic nest I provided. They're currently using the nest as a dumping ground, which suits me just fine. I'll disconnect the nest soon and swap it for a test tube. They can use the test tube as a dumping ground instead, since I have plenty of those. I'll then clean out the acrylic nest and use it for one of the many ever-growing colonies in our collection. Over the past couple of months, I've been keeping you updated with two of our pale-legged sugar ant colonies. These have been growing in size with no deaths among the workers so far. I caught both of these queens on the same night with my black light setup. If you haven't seen that video already, you should definitely check it out. I'll leave the link in the video description below. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these queens yet, so for now, I'm just enjoying watching these colonies grow. The feeling I get from catching a queen in the wild to raising it into a colony is just something special. It really is rewarding. I couldn't recommend it enough. If you have ever been curious about keeping ants, and you have the circumstances, then you should definitely try it. It really is so much fun. Recently, I experimented and tried brood boosting for the first time. Simply put, brood boosting is donating unhatched or undeveloped ants from one queen to another of the same species. I tried brood boosting for the first time with this meat ant queen. The queen readily accepted the brood without hesitation. But I was curious, will the queen accept the workers, or would the workers attack the queen once they started moving around? I'm pleased to say that this Iridomyrmex purpureus queen has adopted these workers with no rejection at all. The queen is still happy and has continued to lay eggs, showing no sign of stress. At this rate of development of workers, I'll have to move this colony to a bigger test tube soon to help make feeding them a little bit easier. Next up is our golden tail sugar ant colony. The recent invading war of wild ants crippled this colony, killing off around 80% of the workers and soldiers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then watch this video after this one to catch up. To try and save this colony, I moved them to a sealed tubs and tube setup. Honestly, I expected this colony to just die off like many of our other colonies. Luckily though, through nursing this colony back to health, they're growing back in size again. I'm thrilled to be able to see such a big pile of brood being groomed by the healthy workers. I anticipate it will only be a couple of months until they are big enough to be the same size as they were before. A couple of months ago, I bought a small Polyrhacos colony with around 20 workers. The Polyrhacos emon species is one of my favorite species due to their incredible golden gaster. In the right light, it almost looks animated. I have been keeping this colony's nest heated and provided a rich diet to help promote rapid growth. And well, what can I say? We have experienced rapid growth. As you can see, this colony is now overdue for a new nest. It's so crowded in here that I can't even spot the queen anymore. Here we can see developed brood alongside many workers. I also recently bought another colony of Polyrhacos emon, a much bigger one, which I'm housing in a tubs and tube setup. Why did I buy another colony of Polyrhacos emon, you may wonder? Well, I don't know. I must have just pressed the wrong button by mistake. Regardless, it's a beautiful colony and I don't regret having two big colonies of the same species. There is potential here though. We could grow these colonies to a size where they're big enough to produce alates. Then we could breed these alates to make fertile queens. Who knows? But that would be a cool experiment to try out. Here's a colony I haven't showed off for a little while now. Here is our colony of funnel ants. This queen is hands down, jaw-droppingly beautiful, almost like she's been sculpted in marble by a master craftsman. This colony has been quietly growing in size to a modest dozen or so workers. Something I've noticed with this colony is how placid the workers are. They really are a delight to feed. Whereas most other colonies are nothing less than a mission to get the food in the test tube, without any workers running out to taste freedom and hugging my hand with their mandibles. Lastly is a mini update on our biggest Phytolus colony. I caught this queen in my garden a couple of months ago, and since then, she has been steadily growing in size. The big head ant was a must-have in our ant collection, being that they are so well known and easy to keep. Hopefully soon we will see our first soldier with the famous big head. If you made it this far, then make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. It really helps me out. Also, have you subscribed and become part of the AK colony? If you haven't, then what are you waiting for? Subscribe and join the ant keeping community and be a part of one of the fastest growing colonies here on YouTube. Thank you everyone for watching. I will see you on the next video. Until then, ant keepers unite.